What's up, people? Franking Slisom. I hope you all are having a nice time. Today I'll be talking about the upcoming elections, 2023 elections that is fast approaching. But you see, I think during the previous elections, we must have learned a lot of lessons as to the kind of decisions that we should be making going forward. Now, the reason why the reason why I would come here and be talking about politics is not because I'm a huge fan of politics. You don't need to be a fan of politics to talk about political issues as such. And one of the reasons why I would come here and talk about it is because I think one of the reasons why a country would be great going forward is the kind of politicians, or should I say leaders, that the country, the people tend to elect at a polling unit. If the word transparency is something that we should discuss about, if it is something that exists in Nigeria, uh, when you look at it, I think then we have to take our PVCs and be ready, because I think at the polling unit it is where it all happens, the decisions, the kind of people. But right now I think the problem is not just about the 2023. Right now we've seen a lot of people that have been declaring their intention to run for the presidential position, and I respect their opinions. I think they all have their rights, their fundamental right to profess their ambition and their dreams and all that. And in most cases, if I try to be biased about their decisions, I tend to want to call it a personal dream than a dream that is meant to be fulfilling for the entire mass, for the entire population. We have seen that to be the case when politicians during campaigns they promise the people as to this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'll be doing for you, I will do this, I will do that. And at the end of the day, we end up seeing no result whatsoever. And that is why I think we have to be careful. We have to be careful who we elect in these upcoming elections. I will not come here and tell you this is who you should be voting for, and this is the best person that you should be casting your vote for, because I think if we all can think about it ourselves, ponder about it, try to understand the people that we are about to elect, what do we expect? Uh, what do we want them to do for us? I believe that if you have seen how fast the world is evolving and how far we have been left behind, I can tell you today Nigeria is a third world country, and as of most of the news that was published by International Transparency, I think Nigeria was rated as one of the poorest countries in the world. And I don't want to tell you that the more we keep on making the same wrong decisions as to who we vote for, the further we, the further deeper we dive into that ranking. And we can see that judging from how it was during Jonathan's administration and Buhari's administration. So all these things are decisions that we all have to make collectively. You have to think about this before you vote for someone. Before you vote for someone, you should try to understand this person that I'm voting for. What is he going to offer? Okay, if he says that I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, you should also ask as well. All this why that these same people have been in politics, what have they offered? If someone has been in politics for 30 years and he or she, they have offered nothing to you, they have offered nothing entirely to you, and the person is coming out to tell you that he wants to be the president of a nation, I think you should go back to your drawing board and try to understand reasons as to why should you. If you're still convinced that the same person is going to give you the kind of result of which you think you deserve, when I say of which you think you deserve, because government should be for everyone, regardless of the your political status or where you tend to find yourself. in the society. The politics should be, or the government or politicians, or the kind of implementations that they do implement in the society should be for everyone. It should not be limited to a certain class of people. It should be for everyone. So by you understanding the person that you want to vote for, I think it will go a long way in helping us collectively um, by making those decisions. I think most people who don't have the idea, who don't have the ambition, who don't have what it takes to take this country from the point of which we are today to the point of which we deserve to be. I think they would be scared to come out because right now they think that they feel the country is in a very desperate state, that people are confused, people are misinformed, and for that reason they have to take advantage of that misinformation that has been spread already to the people. So we have to be smart. We don't have to make the same mistake. I never voted for the APC during the previous elections, but that doesn't mean that I'm blaming those who did. I'm not blaming the people who did. But all I'm saying is that right now we can learn from the past, from the mistakes that we made in the past. And promises during the campaigns, I can just come up and say I will do this. I would make 1 naira to be equal to $1. I can say a lot of things, and once people are saying things as such, you should try and go back and look at their credibility. What have they done? Even when Buhari came out to be declaring for his presidential ambition, I was asking questions as to this man is not even one of the best six people. As at the time he came out for I think the first time he contested to be the president, of which he won against Jonathan. So I would say that Nigerians should understand the more mistakes we make, the more difficult it's going to be for us to find solutions and remedies to these problems that is vastly eluding us. I think it is something that we can resolve collectively, not something that we can resolve divided. I've heard people talking about regional stuffs, movements of who should be um, who should be considered uh, um, eligible enough to be voted as the president. But it is not something that we should be talking about right now. We should be thinking about solutions as to how we can remedify the situations that we are facing right now. And one of the ways we can do this is to make the best decision as to who we should be voting for. We need people who understands the importance of education, the people who understand the importance of health facilities. Of course, if we do have, I think Nigeria in Africa, we do have the most highest exported medical practitioners in Africa. I can tell you, in the whole wide world, we could be ranking as much as third or second. We do have the most exported intellectuals out of Africa. We do have the most exported students as at today in the United States, in China, and in most of the first world countries. And that tells you a lot. And why this happens to be the case is people tend to want to look for that environment that compensates the ideas, the knowledge of which they have. And they don't want people who would reduce the ideas, the vision, and the level of which they want to obtain in the future. And that is why you see most times people tend to leave this country. They want to go to that environment whereas their talents and their ambition can be supported. And that is not something you tend to see in Nigeria. So people are leaving because the government, and or should I say the people, are making the wrong decision. So I remain Ike Kingsley, aka Frank Kingsley. I would not tell you who to vote for, but all I would say is you know what you want a government to do. Probably we all as Nigerians, we talk about no foreign investors coming into the country. What do foreign investors need? They're not asking for much. We don't even have 24 hours electricity. So how do you expect a company or an industry that is 24-hour based production to come into your country to make such facilities? Come on, it's going to be a drastic failure. And so that is why we should talk about the basic amenities like the government should implement. A government should know that the basic things that needs to be implemented. By so doing such, you would attract foreign investors not just from one geographical location, but from every part of the world. You would find Nigeria to be a place of interest for all sort of ideas and implementation. Trust me, it's going to be a big thing, because I've seen cases whereby people say that the country is unsafe. The reason why the country is unsafe, I will talk about that in another video, and why we have a lot of banditries, a lot of unknown gunmen, and kidnappings and all that. And I would explain that on another video, because I don't want to conflict the reason for this video for something else. Okay, so this is what I have to say. I would not say you should vote for this, you should vote for that person. I would say what I would be telling you right now is be careful who you are voting for, and you should learn to understand that these people, they are not here, most especially from the past experience that we've had. They are not actually for the interest of the nation, but you have to look for the ones that have the interest of the nation, the ones that will give us the kind of change Nigeria do deserve. Because I can tell you, most of the countries in the western part of Africa, they are looking up to that country called Nigeria, the so-called giant of Africa. And I can tell you right now, when they look at us, they would be making fun of us in so many ways. Because I know, you and I know, we do have the resources. We could tell ourselves lies as the situations and complications that we are facing right now. But I can tell you, we do have the resources, and we do have the people that can take this country from point A to point B, if point A or if point B is the destination of which we deserve. So I remain Ike Kingsley, and this is just my personal opinion, and I hope you try as much as you can to understand that your decision matters, because your vote counts. In as much as what you get to hear about people talking about riggings and the fraudulent activities that tends to go towards the election process, your vote is very important. So I hope you all have a nice time. Peace.